Hello and welcome. I am Rajdeep and you are watching the special show of Eastern News, The Outlook, where we meet different people and personalities from different fields and try to know their thoughts and views regarding various topics. Coronavirus, online exams, offline exams, reopening of schools and colleges. People and students of Barakville have so many questions and doubts regarding these topics. To talk about these doubts and confusions, today we have with us Dr. Yagneswar from the Department of Political Science, SS College, Hailakandi. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good evening to Rajdeep. Thank you for calling me to this talk, and I welcome the viewers. Thank you to all.
So sir, let's start with a very obvious and simple question. As we know that both offline and online exams are going on in various colleges of Barakville. So according to you, which mode of exam is more suitable in this situation of corona pandemic and why?
This situation is very peculiar in human history. So this transition period is waiting for a invention of the vaccine, and the straight answer to this question that which one is good, it is very difficult. Rather, I say that most of the colleges under Assam University, they opted for both the offline and online. The reasons behind that, the students opted for online and some of the students also opted for online. That creates some troubles also on the part of the colleges, because we all know that internet infrastructure of our area is very bad, and for me, if you ask, then I say that the offline mode, keeping the social distance and others precaution, it will be better for the students, and it is student friendly and pro students. It is my opinion.
Sir, we recently heard that in SS College and other colleges also, many students couldn't submit their answer sheets on time due to internet problems in online mode of exams, of course. So according to you, what steps should be taken for these students, as this is definitely not the fault of the students in most of the cases?
Yeah. This question is also more difficult to answer, because authority is the controller of exam of Assam University, who should address these grievances of the students. But one villain is always around this problem is the internet. Then the authority of SS College particularly, I said, they are trying hard to giving more and more this online friendly exam for the students. And I think SS College is successful in this regard, and trying to redress, but some mischievous elements are also there. That's why we should not forget that this is a very important examination, because it's the final year examination, and we are creating the leaders for the next knowledge society. That's why the college and university also very much taking precautionary measures to make the things very successful and hazard free on the part of the students.
No, sir, my question was, what steps should be taken according to you for these students? What do you think?
I think the university authorities should give some pressure on the internet infrastructure of the colleges and the university itself, because the internet facility is creating all this problem. If you find that the 80% students are successful, then 20% they are from the remote areas where the internet facility is not there. But their parents or they themselves also maybe not ready for going for offline due to maybe their personal reason. That's why the problem will be remain, and with this problem will be continue our exam system. There is I think no one answer solution, and on the part of the authority also no solution to be there.
Yes, so in many colleges in Hailakandi, we heard that they are planning to conduct fully offline mode exams.
Yeah.
So according to you, what do you think, what problems and consequences may arrive if schools take fully offline mode exams?
In the case of schools, because they have the more numbers, when we talk about the schools, then thousands and thousands numbers are there. Then we should not be forget that the UGC also recently NEET exam there. In our case, we are not purely taking the online exam. It is a online monitored. That's why when the question of the school will come, then school authorities should be very strict about the social distancing. They may be take the initiative of sitting the one student in one bench or alternative bench. With that, they may be conduct this examination. Otherwise, I say this offline is better. Online is, I think, not very much possible in Hailakandi districts because internet will be continue to creating troubles.
So do you think schools can also take online exams in Hailakandi as well as in Barak Valley?
Some schools maybe they have the good infrastructure. They even e-learning is going on. But in our case, we are failing. I maybe acknowledge that we are failing to provide the education to the students, and they are not also satisfied because of the syllabus is not completed. They are also stressed, and some families are also under economic stress. All this creates a lot of troubles for the students, and we are sympathized to the students, and both the school and as well as college. The problem is same. Maybe they are the younger students, and for them keeping the very strict social distancing is also problematic.
Sir, recently government has released a notification regarding attending schools for class 9 to class 12.
Yeah.
But we have seen that the number of students attending schools is very low. So according to you, what do you think? What may be the problem of this low number of students? Are parents not satisfied with the COVID protocols maintaining by the schools, or what?
I have no idea about other places, but Hailakandi, I think they are in need of the parent-teacher discussion. The authority should be call a parents or guardians meeting where they should address this. Otherwise, it is only in the internet or in the newspaper we give it, and parents are always very much worried about their kids, their safety. Even some will say that it is more important than the life is more important than the exam. That's why in that case we should convince our guardians. Otherwise, in a college, in SS college, it is not problematic to take the offline classes if the student attended alternative day. It is not problematic at all.
Okay, sir. Sir, we also know that offline exams are also going on in SS college also. So, can you tell our viewers what safety measures and COVID protocols you are maintaining in your college?
Yeah, this is a very important question. The students are coming and they are sometimes carry their this sanitizer, or college also providing. They will sit in a bench keeping the distance as per the protocol, and the teachers is also trying to keep them in a bristle for this social distancing. And I think the offline exam is the best way going on in SS college.
Okay, sir. Time for a very short break. We will meet after the break. Welcome back after the break. We have with us Dr. Yagneswar sir. Sir, so let's continue our discussion with the online classes. So sir, can you share your experiences regarding the online classes in COVID pandemic?
The government of Assam, under the UGC guideline, they given us instruction that during the September the classes should be continue on online mode. Online is a very popular mode of education in Europe and the other developed countries, but India, we are not very much acquainted with all this. Though we are the teachers, we also need training. That's why we conducted a training program at SS College, and most of the teachers are joining this training program, and we become equipped with this system. Then we using Google Classrooms. We start to Google Classroom and many others software programs were there. Mostly our science teachers were very much acquainted with in a better way, because we are also downloading our classes, but we are using the Google or Drive and all these things, but they are using many others options also. And with that we found that at the outset 10,000 viewers were go out for these materials, and we are very much satisfied with our performance at the initial stage, but gradually we find that the popularity is declining. This is should be acknowledged. Now I think the system will continue, and students when come to college, we should also keep the online education. It will be help the students to go for the revise and to know more about the topics. We should not be only the answer question or mark centric education, rather we must know. That's why I think the online education is a very successful on the part of the SS College, as well as we enjoy the online education.
Sir, do you really believe that online classes are beneficial for the students that happened in corona pandemic, especially for the students in rural area?
No, there is a very tragic incidents that many of the students having no mobile devices. They even have mobile, but this mobile is not smart one. That's why they are not accessing the online education. And sometimes I feel also bad on the part of that these people who are not privileged, they are gradually is going out of this main our teaching learning process. And urban and mostly those who have a privileged position, their parents may be providing the mobile set which accessing these facilities. That's why there is a concern that rural and remote as well as unprivileged are not getting the advantage of this online education. This is also on my part also very means it is a painful to know their problem.
Sir, are you saying that online classes are a kind of partiality for the poor students and unprivileged students?
There is a less scope to accept, discarding this rather to accept. Yes, the privileged students maybe get, and there is a division. Even Delhi University Teachers Association, they are also giving some reservation on the online. Because of that, the students will not get the direct guidance, and the direct guidance and the direct learning, teaching learning also creates some leadership quality, then socio-cultural and many other qualities also we should inculcate among the students. That's why it is true that some students are not covered or inclusive in this process.
Okay, sir. So let's talk about another topic, that is the new education policy. So can you share your views and your opinions regarding the new education policy of 2020?
New education policy is focusing more and more options, choices. And one most important thing is that there is a stress on the regional languages. This is a very good news. And I even sometimes write to somebody that to pressurize the Assam University to optionally take the Bengali as a medium of instruction. Because of the English, many students are not able to acquire the knowledge because they think that the means is more important than the goal. That's why the new education policy giving more option. One students maybe pull out in the first year, then he got the certificate. Second year, then he got the diploma. If he pull out in the third year, then or he may be complete, then he got the degree. That's why there is a more scope. But one thing that India and Northeast India and Barak Valley is different. Assam University, how far explore these possibilities, I need to just appeal to the authorities. We should be very cautious now about the new education policy. New education policy has a lot of possibilities, lot of advantages, but we should take this. Our college infrastructures, our college, this online education, offline, we are talking. But in advanced cities, they are talking about more subjects, more skill-based, professional, means they are going for the campus recruitment and all these things. That's why new education policy is a brilliant one, but how far we take the advantage of this new education policy, our leadership, how far very serious about the quality education. We have the right to education, but we need the quality right to quality education, because every child is a scientist, every child is a doctor, every child is a engineer, or maybe they go for other field and they become the champion of India. That's why we utilize our manpower through different ways using this new education policy. This is my own observation regarding new education policy.
Sir, we have a data of annual status of education report. So sir, do you really believe that it will be beneficial to teach class 6 students computer programming and computer coding in a country where 49.2% students of class 3 cannot even read the textbooks of class 1 according to the latest reports of ASER?
Yeah, this is a very pathetic scenario. Some universities, some colleges are competing with the European universities. But if we have a mission, if we have a vision, then we can also achieve to that stage. Suppose I give an example of the Northeast India, Tezpur University, now ranking in the 4th. That the person, Naam should I utter, Mihir Chaudhary, who is 2 times BC, he is committing for developing this university. Now only university college is not sufficient, or only the infrastructure of the education, rather our primary education. Then our primary education is the prime, or maybe we can say that the foundation of our education. That's why until we create atmosphere for better qualitative primary education, the India will not be succeeded to curb its this ratio. You maybe say that the percentage of the literacy of that stage, but the quality, you are saying that they cannot even read class 1 textbook. If you go to the degree students, if you ask some questions of higher secondary, they cannot answer. Then why? Parents also very important aspects. Parents should not be go for a very shortcut methods. I find it's very pain to say that the tuition to the students is not bad, but it should not be the tuition based education. Then there may be problem in the future, because the student in the higher education, it is the aim of the higher education is to encourage students for the education. He or she should be get the interest in the education. And you are talking that when you start the codings and all the cities and all these developed areas will be get the advantage, not this Borak Valley. That's why Borak Valley and the case of the Assam, we should be give more importance to the quality primary education. And quality primary education will be ultimately give the quality secondary education, college education, university education. If we compare with the China, then the Chinese never known about the private tuition. They are not bothered about the higher education, rather they give the primary education, secondary and college education with the vocational one. That's where they are developing. If you go for the American primary schools, the primary teachers are getting more than the college teacher and university teacher. Because they know the psychology, they know the child behavior and everything. That's why they make the students a brilliant scientists, teachers and all. That's why we should be very much introspect about our performance and our data is not sufficient to give the positive result. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for joining us today. It was great to have you on the show. It's time to say goodbye. We will see you again in another episode of The Outlook with another guest. Till then, take care and goodbye.